All right, buckle up, everybody. This one is going to get weird.
Oh, is that even possible?
You tell me, because today we're diving into this document
Okay.
called Strongly Recommended BBC Watch Below.pdf.
Catchy title.
Yeah,
Right.
very descriptive.
So it's this kind of like freewheeling prediction about the future of like humanity,
Oh,
blending like current events with tech trends with just like some really
speculation.
unique speculation.
Unique is putting it mildly.
Like I know, right? It's one of the more like interesting things I've ever read.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is like perfect for the deep dive.
absolutely.
So your mission, if you choose to accept it,
Okay.
is to join us as we go through all of these claims and,
Right.
see if we can find any warning signs or like hidden insights in this.
Okay, so let's call it a manifesto for the digital age.
Yeah, why not?
All right, okay, so
I think what really jumps out right away is like the author's deep concern about the future. They start off by calling it the innate evil hypothesis,
okay, so
which is pretty intense.
it's intense.
Yeah.
Let's just like get right into this innate evil hypothesis.
Yeah.
I mean, the author is not like pulling punches, are they?
Not at all.
They're saying like straight up,
Trailer.
humanity is not
Inherently good.
inherently good.
Yeah.
And they're pointing to things like
The war in Ukraine.
the war in Ukraine and like
Opioid crisis.
the opioid crisis as like evidence.
Yeah, they're saying things like love and goodness
Yeah.
are learned behaviors.
Right.
Like implying that we're like backsliding into like selfishness and aggression.
Yeah, yeah. You're right.
And then they bring up this whole Mandela,
oh, yeah.
South
yeah.
Africa
The
example.
Mandela example. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're like Mandela had to compromise with
Hmm.
evil
Apartheid.
apartheid policies to like make peace.
Yeah.
But doesn't
Yeah.
that like missed the whole point of compromise?
Well, I mean, compromise and negotiation, those are tools for peace. They're not endorsements of the policies themselves.
Yeah.
So it raises this question for you listening.
Yeah.
Is this too cynical
Yeah. Is this too cynical of a view?
of human nature?
It's human nature.
Because, I mean, history is full of examples of altruism,
Yeah.
cooperation,
Amazing acts of
selflessness.
selflessness.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this whole like innate evil thing is
Yeah, it's a bit shaky.
a little shaky, but then from there,
Yeah.
they build this whole picture of like this looming digital dystopia.
Okay.
But it's not completely out there.
Out there, right. I mean, there are real world.
There are real world trends they're tapping into.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They paint this picture of like decaying cities,
Okay.
societal shift toward this like 100% digital existence where
Yeah.
everyone's like plugged in.
Plugged in, yeah, all the time.
You can see how they connect that with the rise of the metaverse, the shift to remote work,
Yeah.
anxieties about
Social isolation.
social isolation, all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not just like blaming technology.
Yeah.
They're saying like powerful venture capitalists
Yeah, they're driving this transition.
just driving this transition
Yeah.
and they're prioritizing profit over
Human well-being.
human well-being.
Mm-hmm.
That's a critique we've heard before.
Yeah,
But
in this concept.
in this context, it's like taking on a new dimension.
It really is.
Yeah. Is a digital future inherently dystopian?
Yeah.
Or could it like be a tool for solving some of our biggest problems?
Right.
Like climate change,
Climate change.
resource scarcity.
Could a well-designed digital world
Yeah.
offer solutions?
Okay, so we're going to go down a rabbit hole here.
Buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, everybody. Because this is where the document gets,
Metaphysical.
Yeah.
It's weird.
it's really like metaphysical.
Yeah.
The author believes that what we perceive as demons
Mm-hmm.
in dreams might actually be
Oh,
digital beings from like a collapsed civilization.
that's like straight out of a sci-fi horror film.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. so-
Even if you don't buy into that whole digital demons thing,
yeah.
it does bring up some,
It brings up some interesting questions
yeah,
about the blurring lines between reality
and virtuality.
and virtuality.
How much of our lives
Yeah, how much of our lives are already
online?
online, right?
Yeah.
Like, how comfortable are we with that?
That's the real question.
Yeah, and the author brings up this real-world example,
Oh, yeah.
which is kind of thought-provoking.
Yeah.
WorldCoin.
WorldCoin, have you heard of this?
Yeah, it's like
They scan your iris as like proof of humanity.
as proof of humanity.
Yeah.
It's like a little creepy.
A little creepy.
Like, how comfortable are you with that?
Yeah. Is that the price of admission?
Is that the price of admission to this like digital future?
It's a good question.
Right.
It really makes you think about where we're headed.
Okay, and then just when you think it can't get any weirder,
It gets weirder.
they throw this curveball.
Oh, yeah.
They think that figures like
Who?
Elon Musk
Oh,
and Donald Trump
wait.
could be like potential saviors from this digital dystopia.
Okay, this is where I thought we were joking around.
I'm serious.
I know, it sounds...
Completely random, but like the author's logic is that they both advocate for things like
What kinds of things?
population growth,
Okay.
traditional work structures,
Mhm.
like pushing back against societal decline.
So like the opposite of
Yeah, like
Earth.
all of the things that they see as like antidotes to this, like
drift.
digital drift.
Yeah, it's interesting because these figures are
They're controversial.
controversial to say the least.
And like even
Yeah.
authoritarian.
Authoritarian.
Yeah, which makes you wonder.
Which makes you wonder, yeah, if fighting a digital dystopia requires like strong but like
divisive.
potentially divisive
Yeah,
leadership.
that's a good question.
Right.
It's a big question.
Yeah, that's a question worth pondering.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
All right. So we're left with this intriguing question.
yeah.
Could figures like Elon Musk and Donald Trump,
Hmm.
often seen as like disruptors,
Yeah.
actually be the ones to like steer us away from this
This digital dystopia.
digital dystopia?
Yeah.
It's a bold claim.
It really is. It kind of goes against the grain.
Yeah.
But like the author seems to like admire their willingness to,
Challenge the status quo.
yeah, to challenge the status quo, even if it like
Ruffle some feathers.
ruffles some feathers along the way.
Yeah.
They point to like their advocacy for things like population growth
Mm-hmm.
and like in-person work as evidence of this, like pushback against a purely digital
Existence.
existence.
Yeah, and I think that gets to the heart of the author's concerns.
Mm.
It's like this erosion of like traditional values,
Okay.
like hard work,
Yeah.
family community, as we become like increasingly reliant
And
on
technology.
technology. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like they see this digital world as like this
Seductive trap.
seductive trap. Yeah.
Luring us away from the things that really matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting because
it is.
on one hand, we have this vision of like
Right.
a digital dystopia controlled by like powerful tech elites.
Yeah.
But on the other hand,
All right.
the author's presenting these figures
Mhm.
often associated with like those same elites,
Yeah.
Musk and Trump, as potential safeguards against that dystopia.
Against that dystopia.
Right.
It's a paradox.
It's a paradox
Yeah.
that forces us to like reconsider those like easy assumptions.
About who's on what side.
Yeah, yeah.
The author is making us like look beyond those
familiar narratives
and really like
grapple with the complexity
grapple with the complexities
of these issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely makes you like think twice about the kind of leadership
Mm-hmm.
we need to navigate this like uncharted territory,
Yeah. Do we need someone who's willing to like
shake things up,
shake things up?
even if it means
Being divisive?
being divisive.
Are those qualities
Yeah,
the ones that make someone like a disruptor?
yeah,
Also the ones we needed? Like,
of course, correct.
of course, correct.
Yeah.
It's a big question.
Okay.
And one that the author doesn't shy away from. They
Mhm.
bring it back.
To the full.
Blockchain company,
Yeah.
their own venture,
Right.
and how they see it playing a key role in this like
This evolving landscape.
evolving landscape.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the author's like very upfront
Yeah, very upfront.
about their ambition for
Blockchain company.
blockchain company.
Mm-hmm.
They're like positioning it as this like
Forward thinking.
forward-thinking organization
Yeah.
that like understands the trends
Shaping the future.
shaping the future. Yeah, almost like a
Beacon.
beacon in this like
Digital storm.
digital storm. Yeah,
Yeah, they're not just like
predicting the future.
predicting the future. They're actively trying to
Build it.
build it.
Yeah.
And they're betting on two main projects to do so.
Okay.
The 4IR token and the
4IR GPT platform.
4IR GPT platform.
Okay.
So
So
let's break those down.
yeah, let's break those down. What are these projects?
Okay, so the 4IR token,
Mhm.
that's their foray into the world of like cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Think of it as their attempt to create the next
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin or Ethereum,
Yep.
a digital currency for this like
New era.
new era.
Okay.
The 4IR GPT platform,
Yeah.
that's their version of like
YouTube.
but with a twist.
Okay.
It's designed to be like this knowledge-sharing platform
Okay.
powered by...
AI. So like a YouTube on steroids.
Yeah, YouTube on steroids for the information age.
Yeah. Do you see potential in these ventures?
I mean, the ambition is undeniable,
Yeah.
but do they have the substance to, like,
To back it up.
back it up?
Yeah. Are these like genuinely innovative solutions?
Right.
Or are we just talking about like
Buzzwords,
dressed up in like
futuristic language.
futuristic language?
Yeah, that's for you to decide.
Right.
But whether you, like, buy into their specific approach or not,
Yeah.
there's something to be said for their
Entrepreneurial fear.
entrepreneurial spirit, yeah.
Yeah. They're not just
Sitting on the sideline.
sitting on the sidelines. They're actively trying to
Shape the future.
shape the future that they
Envision.
Yeah.
And that in itself is pretty
Compelling.
compelling.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's important to remember that, like, we don't have to agree with everything,
Right.
the author says,
Yeah.
to find value in their
Paralysis.
analysis.
Yeah, there are nuggets of insight here.
Yeah.
Even if you take some of their more, like,
Outlandish.
claims with a grain of salt.
Yeah, for sure.
What stands out to you as, like, particularly insightful,
Okay.
even if you don't fully, like,
Buy into the whole package.
buy into the whole package?
Yeah, well, I think, like, their emphasis on, like, the blurring lines between
Reality and virtuality.
reality and virtuality is, like, spot on.
Yeah.
Like, technology's advancing at, like, an exponential rate.
Right.
And the choices that we make today
Right.
will have, like, a profound impact on
Yeah.
how that technology
Shapes our lives.
shapes our lives tomorrow.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
This isn't just about, like, gadgets and platforms.
Yeah.
It's about, like, the fundamental ways
That we interact.
Right. And with each other. It's about understanding that, like, the future is being written right now, and we all have a
Hand in the writing.
hand in the writing.
Okay, so we've talked about digital dystopias.
Yeah.
The role of, like, controversial leaders.
Yeah.
Blockchain companies, like, ambitious plans.
Yeah.
But there's, like, another layer to this document that we need to, like,
Exactly.
examine, which is, like, the author's view on
The current state of
the
humanity.
current state of humanity. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is where things get a little
Bleak?
bleak again.
Bleak.
Yeah.
Yeah. The author is quite
Critical of
modern society.
modern society. They see us as, like, being on this path of
Decline?
decline,
Yeah.
driven by both, like, technological dependence
Mm-hmm.
and, like, a kind of
Moral
decay.
Yeah.
Like decaying cities,
Yeah.
social isolation, a loss of meaning
Guess.
and purpose. Yeah, these are all the themes that they keep
Coming back to.
coming back to.
Yeah.
It's a pretty grim
Sure. They even suggest that humanity might have already
peaked.
peaked as a species.
It's a sobering thought.
Sobering thought, yeah.
Yeah.
But amidst all this
Pessimism.
pessimism,
There's also, like, this glimmer of,
hope
yeah, the author doesn't think it's too late
to
to
change course.
course
Okay, so what's the antidote to this? Like,
decline,
decline, what does the author propose we do to, like,
get back on track.
get back on track? So they're saying it's not, like, hopeless.
No. They actually offer some, like, pretty concrete steps we can take,
Okay.
emphasizing, like, the importance of community,
Yeah.
real world interaction,
Yeah.
finding meaning
Like, beyond
the digital realm.
digital realm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
They even, like, suggest considering relocating
Oh, wow.
to find or create communities that,
Right.
like, align with your
Values.
value.
Okay, so they're really advocating for, like, a
proactive
proactive approach.
approach, yeah.
It's not just about, like,
Wait,
waiting for things to get better. It's about, like,
Taking ownership.
taking ownership and, like, building the future that you
Well, yeah, building the future you want to see.
want to see. Yeah.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have
Age.
agency.
Yeah.
We're not just, like, passive consumers of whatever
It's
reality
just served up to us.
gets served up to us. Yeah.
And they tie this back to the need for
Strong,
rational leadership.
leadership to, like, guide us through these
Turbulent times.
turbulent times.
Which, of course, brings us back to this whole
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk Trump thing.
Yeah.
It's still kind of mind-blowing
I know, it's controversial.
that they see them as, like, potential
Beacons of hope.
beacons of hope in all of this.
I know, but their argument is, like, we need leaders who are
willing to make tough decisions.
willing to make tough decisions,
Not
even
popular ones.
unpopular ones,
Yeah.
to prioritize the long-term
Well-being.
well-being of humanity over
Let's
like
say short-term.
short-term gains
Yeah.
or like ideological
Purity.
leaders who aren't afraid to like
Challenge the status quo.
challenge the status quo and like push back against
What they see as
what they see as harmful trends.
harmful trends, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any truth to that?
It's thought-provoking.
Like, putting aside, those specific figures,
Yeah.
could they be onto something about, like, the kind of leadership
I mean, think about it.
we need right now?
Are we so like gridlocked in our current systems that we need someone who's willing to like
Break things.
break things to get us moving in a better
Direction.
direction? Yeah, okay. So, let's bring it all home.
All right.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
A lot.
From like innate evil
Yeah.
to digital demons
Too.
to Elon Musk as a potential savior of humanity.
And humanity.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. What are the big takeaways?
The biggest takeaway, I think,
Yeah.
is that the future is not
Predetermined.
predetermined.
Okay.
We have a choice in how this all plays out.
Right.
It's not some inevitable slide into
A digital dystopia.
a digital dystopia.
Yeah.
We can still shape the future we want,
Right.
but we have to be aware of
The forces at play.
the forces at play.
Knowledge is power.
At least the first step.
The first step towards, like, taking back
Some control.
some control. Yeah.
We need to understand, like, the potential downsides
Of technology.
in technology,
Boy.
the influence
That's
of
powerful.
corporations, yeah. The dangers of, like, unchecked
Societal
decline.
decline.
Yeah.
All of that.
And then, like, armed with that knowledge.
Right. Then we can start making more
Informed choices.
informed choices.
Both individually
And
collectively.
collectively.
Whether it's, like, finding your tribe,
Yeah.
supporting leaders
Yeah.
who align with your values,
Yeah.
or just being more mindful of, like,
Yeah.
your own digital consumption.
Digital consumption.
It all adds up.
It all ends up, yeah. Individual action.
Matters.
Matters.
We're not just passengers.
Yeah.
We can steer the ship,
Yeah.
even if it's just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And that's an empowering
Empowering. That's for
to take away from this.
Yeah. It is. It's easy to, like, feel overwhelmed
By the scale of these challenges.
with the scale of these challenges, but, like, the author reminds us
Yeah.
that we still have agency,
Yeah.
that we can still
Make a difference.
make a difference.
Exactly. And I think it all comes back to that final question that the author poses.
Yeah.
Like, if you could design a positive
Digital future.
digital future.
What would it look like?
Yeah.
Like, what aspects of technology would you,
Embrace.
what safeguards would you put in place?
Put in place.
Yeah.
How would you ensure that
Human connection,
human connection and being
well-being
You-
remain
At the forefront.
at the forefront.
it's a challenge,
It-
but also like an incredible
God, that's
opportunity
those-
to like reimagine
what's possible?
what's possible.
It's a conversation
We all need to be having.
we all need to be having. So,
Yeah.
so that's our deep dive.
That was our deep dive into this
Provocative document.
provocative document. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this
Wild ride.
wild ride. Big thanks to you for like
Breaking it down.
helping us like break all of that down.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to you, dear listener, for coming along for the ride.
Thanks for listening.
We hope this deep dive has left you with some like
Food for thought.
food for thought.
And maybe even a little bit of
Hope
for the future.
for the future, yeah.
Until next time,
Keep thinking,
keep questioning.
keep questioning,
and keep diving deep.